What would you do if you found out someone you barely knew was dying and they wanted to spend their final days with you? I Want to Eat Your Pancreas may sound like a horror flick, but don't let the title fool you. This is one of the most heartbreaking, beautiful, and life-affirming anime films you'll ever experience. It's not just a story about death. It's a celebration of life, friendship, and the unexpected power of human connection. Welcome back to your nerdy show Anime. I'm your host, Anshu Him. In this video, we're diving deep into the emotional roller coaster of I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, breaking down the story, the meaning behind the title, and the powerful ending that left audiences in tears. Get ready to relive the moments that made us laugh, cry, and look at life a little differently. Let's begin. A chance discovery that changes everything. In the waiting room of a hospital, a quiet, reserved high school student stumbles upon a handwritten book titled Living with Dying. It turns out to be the personal diary of his classmate Sakura Yamuchi, the bright, bubbly girl everyone at school admires. As he reads, a shocking secret is revealed. Sakura is dying from a terminal pancreatic illness. She's kept this from almost everyone around her, including her closest friend. But now, by sheer coincidence, he knows her truth. What surprises Sakura the most is his reaction, or rather, his lack of one. He doesn't cry, he doesn't pity her, and that intrigues her. Where others might treat her like fragile glass, he sees her as simply Sakura. That's how their unusual friendship begins. Living while dying, the bucket list begins. Sakura is determined not to let her illness define her. She wants to keep living fully, laughing, exploring, and checking off items from her bucket list. So she recruits this quiet boy as her partner in doing just that. At first, he's hesitant. He's always lived life from a distance. No friends, no attachments, just books and solitude. But Sakura's relentless energy starts to pull him in. The two begin to spend more time together. Whether it's eating at cafes or walking home from school, Sakura treats every moment as something special. He remains unnamed throughout most of the story, a reflection of how invisible he feels in his own life. But that begins to change. An unforgettable trip to Fukuoka. During spring break, Sakura invites him on a spontaneous trip to Fukuoka. It's a turning point in their relationship. On the train, they play Truth or Dare, revealing small pieces of their inner selves. And that night, in their hotel room, they end up sharing a bed. The moment is intimate, not sexual, but deeply vulnerable. It's filled with teenage awkwardness, emotional tension, and an unspoken understanding. They're growing closer, even if neither can fully express what that means yet. But back at school, people begin to notice. Rumors spread. Why is someone like her so outgoing and beloved suddenly spending time with the class loner? Her best friend Kyoko especially becomes suspicious. What no one knows is that Sakura has entrusted him with her greatest secret, and Kyoko, despite her closeness, has been left in the dark. The fireworks and first tears, Sakura's condition takes a turn for the worse. She collapses and is hospitalized again, but her spirit remains undeterred. One night, they sneak out to see a fireworks display. One of the items on her list, lying on the grass under the night sky. Watching the explosions of light, they share a moment that feels suspended in time. She tells him that he's changed, that he's someone special to her. It's the closest either of them comes to confessing their true feelings. He, too, starts to realize that the person he once was, the detached boy with no ties, no longer exists. Sakura has transformed him in ways he never imagined. The tragedy. No one expected. Soon after, Sakura is discharged and invites him to lunch. He shows up, nervous and hopeful, even dressing up for the occasion. Hours pass. She doesn't come. That night, a news report shakes his world. A young girl has been stabbed to death. It's Sakura. In a tragic twist, her death has nothing to do with her illness. She was killed in a random act of violence, snatched away in an instant. The boy who never let himself feel now collapses under the weight of grief. He doesn't attend her funeral. He shuts down. The silence that once comforted him now crushes him. The final message in the diary. Days later, he visits Sakura's home and asks her mother for the diary. Her mom recognizes him instantly. Sakura had written about him a lot. She gives him the book, saying there's a final message meant just for him. And there it is, in Sakura's handwriting, a letter filled with warmth, gratitude, and love. She tells him he made her final days happier, that she truly enjoyed their time together. And she asks him to do one last thing, give the diary to Kyoko, her best friend, who never knew the truth. As he reads, he breaks down for the first time. The tears he couldn't cry before finally come pouring out. She's gone, but she left behind something beautiful, a connection that changed his life forever. Before he leaves, Sakura's mother asks for his name. For the first time in the film, we hear it, Haruki Shiga, and that's when everything clicks. Sakura means cherry blossom. Haruki means spring tree. Their names together form a poetic symbol, spring in full bloom. Their connection wasn't just chance. It was something deeper, something destined, healing through friendship. Haruki approaches Kyoko with the diary, and at first, she refuses to believe any of it. She's angry, hurt, and in denial. But after reading Sakura's words, she too is overwhelmed with emotion. Haruki, who once had no one, now reaches out, not as a replacement for Sakura, but as a continuation of her spirit. He asks Kyoko to be his friend, to carry Sakura's memory forward together. It's a quiet, healing moment. Two people, both left behind, beginning to move forward, not alone, but connected. 1 year later blossoms and renewal. In the post-credits scene, 1 year has passed. Haruki and Kyoko are now close friends. They visit Sakura's grave together, talking, smiling, remembering. There's no longer a sense of loss, but of gratitude. Sakura may be gone, but her impact remains. She taught Haruki how to live, how to love, how to feel. And perhaps most importantly, she reminded everyone watching that life is fragile, fleeting, and beautiful because of it. Our nerdy thoughts. The title may sound strange, even shocking, but in ancient Japanese belief, eating an organ was thought to strengthen your own. Sakura once joked, "If I eat your pancreas, I'll live longer." But the true meaning is metaphorical, wanting to absorb someone's life, spirit, energy, to become a part of them. In the end, Sakura lives on through Haruki, through her diary, through the lessons she left behind. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is not just a sad anime movie. It's a deeply human story about life, death, and the in-between. About how sometimes the people who change us the most are the ones who stay with us the shortest.